Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take some really fascinating sources, and today, that's actually our own recent 3-part blog series, and we pull out the absolute core insights for you.
That's right.
Today, we're plunging into, well, a really pivotal idea, how history kind of recalibrates.
Yeah.
You know, the things that drove change in the past, they shift. What built empires way back when isn't necessarily what's shaping things now. And right at the heart of it all today is this potent thought.
Capacity without connection, that's just chaos. But add vision, add purpose, that's civilization.
Exactly. And it's amazing how these big truths pop up again and again in totally different times. So for this deep dive, we've basically distilled everything from our recent series. It's a journey, really, from this huge demographic shift in the past right up to today's tech explosion.
Right.
And it all traces this simple, but honestly, pretty urgent truth. So yeah, we're cutting through the noise, sort of decluttering all the info out there to give you the key stuff about workers, about wisdom, and, you know, the kind of connected world we're actually building right now. Trying to give you that shortcut to really being up to speed.
Pretty much.
Okay, so our mission today, let's unpack the incredible parallels between these two huge growth eras that seem so different on the surface. And by doing that, figure out what they teach us about harnessing potential, whether that potential is, you know, human,
Or artificial.
exactly,
Yeah.
or increasingly artificial. Okay, let's unpack this. So to really get a handle on what's happening now, we kind of need to rewind. Let's go back. Post-war China. Think 1950. Mao's consolidating power. The West is, well, deep in the Cold War. And China. It's starting what experts later called a population explosion.
It's just massive numbers.
Millions and millions of babies, just like constantly. And for decades, you know, observers in the West, they mostly saw the politics, the ideology. They missed something, well, much bigger.
Much more fundamental.
Yeah, the sheer human scale of it. It wasn't just about communism. It was about bodies, capacity, on a scale nobody had really seen before.
And that's a key insight right there.
Yeah.
China's like original natural resource. It wasn't minerals or land. It was people.
Just people.
Yeah. Raw, unrefined potential, just waiting. And then came what honestly looks like a stroke of genius, the connection part.
Ah, okay.
Through the 80s and 90s, they deliberately built the links, the infrastructure. We're talking roads, railways, massive factories, and crucially, the policies to make it all work.
Right, not just physical stuff.
No, exactly. It was about turning all those individual people into this huge economic engine. It wasn't just random jobs. It was strategic placement into a massive synchronized system. You know that quote, "The strength of the team is each individual member. The strength of each member is the team."
Yeah, I know it.
That was it, basically. They didn't just have lots of workers. They built a coordinated workforce.
And the economic impact was just
Yeah.
huge. Economists talk about China's demographic dividend that period, roughly 1980 to 2010.
A huge driver.
Hundreds of millions of working-age people powering factories, making everything, really fueling globalization. Now, look, we have to acknowledge the downsides.
Absolutely.
Human rights issues, environmental damage, inequality.
Yeah.
It wasn't perfect. But the big picture, the macroeconomic lesson, it's undeniable.
Right.
When you deliberately connect a huge population with resources, infrastructure, and, importantly, a shared goal, you get this incredible momentum, something no spreadsheet could really predict. That deliberate design, that connection, made all the difference.
Which brings up this really critical question, maybe the missed moral of the story. It wasn't just having more people, it was what they did with them.
How they organized them.
Exactly, how they were organized. And think about like locusts versus ants. Both can exist in massive numbers, right?
Swarms.
Yeah, but locusts often just create chaos, destruction. Ants, they build these complex, sustainable societies. The difference isn't the number, it's the coordination.
The purpose.
The purpose, the alignment. China didn't just have a population boom. They engineered a coordination boom. And that's what turned births into an economic superpower. They had a vision for that human capacity, and they built the systems to make it happen.
That is a powerful distinction.
Yeah.
And, you know, what's really insightful from our sources is seeing China's rise, not as just some fluke, not just history.
No, it's like a preview.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A preview, a really clear demonstration of how connecting potential to purpose, well, it leads to power.
Yeah.
Which leads us right to the next big shift.
Yeah.
The one happening right now. So fast forward, 21st century. We're in another kind of boom. We're calling it the bot boom.
Hey, less crying with this one.
Hopefully. No sleepless nights, no maternity leave needed for these bots. But seriously, we are right in the middle of this workforce transformation. It's so fast, so big.
Yep.
It makes the Industrial Revolution look like a slow jog.
It really does.
AI isn't sci-fi anymore. It's writing the sci-fi,
Yeah.
editing it, designing the cover, probably by lunchtime.
The parallel is just striking. Like China's population explosion back then, AI today is this sudden, almost overwhelming flood of raw capacity.
Yep.
We've got large language models, right? Generating text, summarizing things incredibly fast, robotic process automation taking over repetitive tasks, machine vision understanding images.
All these digital workers.
Exactly. It's a massive, scalable influx of cognitive power, operational power. Basically a new, tireless digital workforce, ready to go.
But, and this is the big but, isn't it? Here's the problem we're hitting right now. We built the bots. We've got the capacity. But we haven't really built the blueprint for using them properly.
Right. The instruction manual is missing.
That's like, yeah, imagine your factory suddenly full of amazing robots, but nobody told them what to build. Or worse, someone gave them the wrong instructions.
And put them in charge of payroll.
Exactly. There's this huge gap between the incredible potential and our actual ability to integrate it with, human goals. The capacity's there, so why are we struggling to harness it?
And that struggle, that leads directly to this very real anxiety, the displacement dilemma people are feeling.
You hear it everywhere.
Graphic designers wondering about their future, customer service folks seeing chatbots take over, analysts competing with algorithms that don't need breaks. It's easy and totally understandable to start talking about a labor apocalypse. But if we look back at China's story, we see a different possibility.
How so?
Well, when their population surged, yeah, there were fears of chaos. Too many people, not enough jobs. But instead, through deliberate effort, connection, they linked workers to industries, skilled them up, and bam, decades of growth.
Oh.
So the difference between just disruption and actual positive transformation, it is that connection, that intelligent, purposeful linking up.
Which really challenges these, false choices we keep hearing about.
Humans versus machines.
Yeah, like it's some kind of fight to the death. But that's just old thinking, isn't it?
Completely.
Here's the truth, I think. AI itself doesn't take your job. It's the disorganized, the unstrategic use of AI that replaces people.
Yeah.
The danger isn't some super AI waking up and wanting your specific role. It's your role changing fast. And you, or maybe your company, not being part of figuring out how to adapt, how to integrate.
So what does it all mean?
It means this isn't just a tech problem. It's a human systems problem, a design problem.
Absolutely. If the last century was all about organizing human labor for industry,
Right. Factories, assembly lines.
then this century, it's all about organizing intelligence, both human and artificial, putting them together in systems that actually work.
Okay.
And the winners, the countries, the companies, the communities that really succeed, they won't just be the ones with the fanciest AI. They'll be the ones with the best AI-human alignment.
Alignment. That's key.
Yeah. We need a new blueprint, one that sees AI not as a replacement, but like a partner, a relay partner. It's about scaling not just code, but maybe surprisingly, compassion, human-centered design, ethics, empathy, and how we use these tools.
Okay, so if part one was the human boom, part two, the bot boom.
Yeah.
This final part is about building the bridges between them.
The crucial connections.
Because, yeah, the baby boom gave us labor, the bot boom gives us scale, but only connection gives that capacity meaning, purpose.
We've sort of seen this story before, right? A big surge in capacity, then confusion, then hopefully clarity and progress.
But the difference this time?
Speed.
Yeah. China's boom took decades. AI. It's happening in months, years. We just don't have the luxury of figuring it out slowly this time. We need intentional design. No.
And that urgency really shines a light on this concept from our sources. Worker One.
Worker One, tell us about that.
Think of Worker One as the evolved worker for this AI age. Remember the ants? Worker Ones collaborate like ants, but with that human layer.
How so?
They're not just efficient tool users, they're empathetic leaders.
Yeah.
They don't just do tasks, they elevate the whole system. They see AI not as a threat, but as this powerful shared toolkit.
Something to be understood, shared.
Exactly. Understood, explained, made accessible to everyone. Worker One is curious, deeply connected, focused on the community. They're the link, the human intelligence that directs this disruption instead of just reacting to it.
Give me an example.
Okay, like Worker One designer. They're not just using AI to make images faster. They're using it to explore way more creative options than before. Then they apply their human judgment, their empathy, to pick and refine the best ones. And importantly, they explain the AI's role to clients, to colleagues. They bridge that gap.
And platforms.
Yeah.
Our sources highlighted specific platforms playing a role here, like the connective tissue.
That's exactly it. We looked at this closely in our analysis. Platforms like TAO.ai, Analytics Club, Azure. They're becoming that silent, scalable glue.
Holding it together.
Yeah, bringing these worker ones together,
Yeah.
providing the infrastructure for this new coordination boom, helping people not just cope with disruption, but actually shape it.
So what is it about these platforms? How do they enable this?
They build ecosystems, collaborative ecosystems. It reminds me of Archimedes, give me a lever long enough and a place to stand and I will move the world.
Right. Leverage.
These platforms are like the fulcrum. They create spaces where human potential isn't replaced by tech, but amplified. TAO.ai, for instance, it's doing more than just matching jobs.
How?
It's acting like an amplifier, connecting people's goals with opportunities, skills with the right learning, communities with each other, intelligently. The whole idea is to build environments, digital, mental, physical, where stress turns into creativity, where learning isn't lonely, but collaborative. They provide that leverage point.
So the real call to action here, then,
Yeah.
what our sources keep pointing to, it's investing in that connective tissue.
Urgently, yes. History tells us, AI tells us, raw potential billions of people or millions of bots, it's kind of useless if it's not organized, not directed.
Just chaos.
Exactly. Just like China organized its people for productivity, we now have to consciously organize intelligence, human and machine, around a shared purpose.
Which means
It means funding the platforms that actually train and connect people effectively, building ecosystems that put people first, not just tech first, and actually rewarding the people who build communities, not just the ones building code. It's about building the human infrastructure for this new age.
makes sense.
Fundamentally, the world doesn't just need more algorithms flying around. It needs alignment
Alignment. There's that word again.
between human goals and machine capabilities, between what individuals want and what we need collectively. Without cultivating worker ones, these curious, connected people, and without the platforms designed to lift them up, not isolate them, AI is just noise.
Noise at scale.
Yeah, a huge amount of processing power that doesn't actually lead to meaningful progress or, frankly, human well-being. It's the organized human element that creates the signal in all that noise.
Okay, let's bring this all together as we wrap up this deep dive. Our look at these sources makes one thing really clear, I think. Real progress, the kind that lasts. It's not just about scale. It's about connection. It's about
Right.
compassion, coordination. Think back to China's rise. It wasn't just the number of people. It was empowering them, connecting them to that shared national goal.
And if we apply that lesson now, our next big leap forward isn't going to come from just having smarter machines.
No.
It'll come from building smarter systems. Systems that actually elevate the human spirit, that amplify what we can do together. Worker One isn't just a job title. It's really a renaissance.
A different way of thinking.
A whole new way of thinking about work, about learning, about collaborating in a world that's getting smarter all the time. It's about people designing the future right alongside the tech.
So this deep dive into our sources, it really shows us something vital. The future doesn't just need more disruption. It desperately needs more design.
Thoughtful design.
Yeah, rooted in empathy, powered by intelligence, and led, really, by people willing to build together.
Yeah.
Platforms like TO.ai, the ones we explored from our sources, they're not just tools, they're more like trellises.
Trellises for growth.
Exactly. Giving structure support in this world that's changing so fast. So as you think about all this, maybe here's a final thought to chew on. How are you designing the connections, the ones that will really move your world and the world around you, forward?